Hello everyone, good evening from here. Today we are going to discuss about the sixth assignment of bash scripting this week. Okay, let's start. Let me share my screen. My screen is visible. Hello, can someone confirm if my screen is visible? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's start the assignment. The assignment is build an AI-assisted Linux health check. So here, this is the objective. In this assignment, you will build a read-only bash script that checks the health of your Ubuntu server and Nginx application. So for this one, we are going to reuse the React application you have created in your second assignment. So if you remember, we have checked some things in our React application, like here. You have checked Nginx status and the memory and the disk space and if the application is actually serving. So we are going to check those things. Okay, let's go to this real world scenario. The Epic Reads React application is running on your Ubuntu EC2 instance using Nginx. So you have already created this one. And then let's think this is an actual application running in production. So one user reports something like this. The website is not opening. So let's think you are working as an on-call DevOps engineer. So if you are on-call DevOps engineer, you are not immediately restart services. Like you are not going to immediately restart Nginx service right after hearing this. Instead, first you need to inspect what happened. You need to do some checks like this. Is Nginx actually running? You can run the command for this. And is port 80 actually listening? Or if it is if the application is responding locally, you can check that one as well. And if the disk nearly full or if there are enough memory available. So you can check these things and then you can inspect what happened and you can do a fix for this thing, for this issue. And let's say the next day you got a user reports another issue. So next day also you need to check these things. So let's say in the next day another user report another issue. So you need to manually run all of these checks. So as you can understand, this is a repetitive thing. So if something is repetitive, we can do it. We can automate it. So as also he mentioned here, typing these checks manually during every incident is slow and inconsistent. As I said earlier, you can forget some commands and the commands can be there can be syntax errors. So human errors may be there. So For that, we are going to create a bash script to check these things. So instead of running lot of commands for these checks, you can run one command and you can create the script, and you can run one command to execute that script file, and then you will get the result. So what is happening in this assignment is we are using Claude Code to run the script to a control skill, and then it will read the report. Then Claude Code will explain this evidence, and it is recommending us a safe next step, but Claude Code is not executing that step. We are going to do that. Here you can see Claude must not restart the service automatically. You remain responsible to recovery decision. So we are the decision makers. As DevOps engineers, we are the decision makers. Okay, let's go and create our React app first. So here I'm in my EC2 terminal, AWS EC2 terminal, and I'm going to launch instance. Okay, it is coming. And I'm adding here React app, health check AI, something like this. And I'm selecting Ubuntu. And then for a key pair, I'm adding this one. I have previously created one. And for network settings, auto sign public IP is enabled. And then I'm going to create a security group, allow SSH from anywhere, and HTTP traffic from anywhere. And then here, as I show you earlier, I'm going to add my user data script here. I have that. I'm copying this one, paste here, and then I'm double checking if something is missing. Name is there, AMI is selected here, instant type okay, key pair is there, auto sign public IP is enabled, security group is created with these rules, and then user data script is added. So we can launch the instance. Sorry. It will take a little bit time for our instance to ready. Okay, it is initialize the launching. Okay, let's go to the instance. This is the instance we created. It is still initializing. Let's refresh couple of times and wait. Okay. So meanwhile, I can tell you what is happening here. Okay. So we are going to check health of our application. So for that, we have already deployed our application, our React application in this EC2 instance. So to run AI assisted Linux health check, first of all, we need to install Claude Code there, because if we need to do something in our local machine, we have also installed Claude Code. As you can remember, we have done in our week 2. Install Claude Code, and after that, what we need to do is we need to authenticate it with your account. Let's see if this is created. It is still initializing. Yeah, I think now it may probably be created now, initialized now. So we're ready now. Okay, it is coming. Let's wait few more seconds. Okay, you can see status check is passed, so we can check if our application is serving. So I'm copying the public IPv4 address, and then I'm going to my incognito window and then check if application is deployed. Okay, you can see here my application is deployed. And next, I'm going to connect to this server. I have selected connect and go to this SSH client, and then I'm going to copy this SSH command, and then I'm going to open my git bash terminal here. Okay. First of all, I need to navigate to my downloads folder, because my keypair file is downloaded there, and then I'm pasting this command, and here I'm giving yes. Okay, now we are inside our remote EC2 terminal. So now here, first we need to install Claude. So for that, we can run this command. I'm copying it. And then paste the command here. Let's see what happens. It is installing. Okay, it is showing us as installation complete. So let's check it is actually installed using Claude version. Okay, as you can see, Claude command not found. So as I explained you earlier, what is the reason? So the reason is command not found means in here echo $path. in this path variable, in this directories, this Claude is not there. The executable file is not there. So we need to add this to this path variable. So for that, we need to run this command. And then we need to run this command. Okay, now let me clear the screen and check. Now if the version is showing. Okay, now we can see the Claude Code version. That means it is successfully installed. Okay, the next step is okay, I have explained what I have done. Install on EC2, install Claude Code on EC2 and add it to this path and verify with Claude -- version. Okay. Then we need to authenticate it. Okay, I'm going to run Claude here. And you can see as we did in our local machine, it is showing us this interface. So first it is telling us to select a theme. I'm selecting dark mode. I'm pressing enter. And then it is telling us select login method. So as I'm using Pro 1, I'm pressing enter. And then what we need to do is we need to copy this one like this, or we can just press C to copy, and then we need to go to our browser and then paste it here, and then press enter. It is loading. Okay, let's wait a couple of seconds. Okay, it's take a bit time. Let's wait because we must authenticate this one with our Claude account. Okay, it is coming. Okay, now you can see here there is a window and we need to press this authorize, and after that you will get a code. So I will stop sharing my screen and then I will authorize and take that code. Okay, looks like it's taking time. I have already won another React app server authenticated with Claude. So when you click authorize, you will get a code and then you need to paste it here. After you pasting, you can authenticate. So I'm going to exit from here. Exit from this one and I'm going to connect with this server. Copy the command. I'm opening my Git bash terminal and then okay, I am navigating to downloads as I did before and then paste this command. I'm at yes and then I'm inside my remote EC2 terminal and here we can check Claude -- version. You can see Claude is already installed here. And we can go to Claude terminal as we are doing in our local machine. So as I already authenticated, you can see a screen like this. So that part is done. So I can exit from this Claude Code terminal. So the first thing you need to do is install Claude Code and then authenticate it. After that, what you need to do is here, confirm the healthy baseline and create the workspace. Confirm the healthy baseline and create the workspace. So actually in this assignment, what we are going to do is we are going to here simulate an Nginx incident. That means we are going to stop Nginx and check what is happening, because in real world users are raising these issues. So this React app, we are owning it. So we need to break our application and create an incident. So if we need to like if you need to create break this application and check, first of all, we need to know how it is looks like when the application is healthy. So for that, we are here. We are confirming this healthy baseline. Okay. Here I have explained why starting here. Before automation, we manually confirm that how healthy look like, what healthy look like. Later, after stopping Nginx, we compare the broken state with this baseline. First of all, we need to confirm what is healthy state look like. So in healthy state, if we are checking Nginx status, it must be active. And if you are checking the port 80 must be listening. And HTTP status, it need to be written 200 OK. And folders need to be ready. So as an example, let's say we are going to meet a doctor and we are saying we are having a fever. So doctor is checking our temperature. So let's say our temperature is around 39 Celsius. So he's taking a decision. We have a fever. So how he decides it? Because the healthy baseline. That means if we don't have fever in normal conditions, we have around, let's say, 37 Celsius. It is the normal temperature. So he is comparing that healthy baseline temperature with our current temperature. So something like that happening here. Before breaking our application, we need to have a look how our healthy application giving us outputs for our health checks. So for that, we are going to run a couple of commands. The first one is systemctl is active nginx. So we are going to run this one. You know what is happening with this command. So it is checking if our Nginx service is running. So if it is running, it is outputting us as active. If it is not running, it is outputting us as inactive. So here, the second one. Here we are checking the port. List listening TCP ports and filters for HTTP port 80. Here it is listening for TCP and providing the number, returning the port number. So if it contains this 80, it is returning us. So the next one is request only HTTP headers from the local web server. Here you can see we are adding here as local host. If it is healthy, it is returning us 200 OK. And here we are creating some folders. These are the commands we are running, and these are for creating folders and other things. Let's run the commands and see what's happening. Okay, here you can see what are the steps. Connect to your Ubuntu VM. We have already done that. And then confirm that Nginx is active. For that, we are running systemctl is active Nginx. Okay, let's first run this one. Let's go to our terminal. Let me clear the screen. And you can run, let's type it, systemctl is active Nginx. So you can see the output as active. So for this healthy baseline, we are getting the output as active. So after we breaking our application, we can check this. Compare with this value. Compare the value we are getting after breaking our application with this healthy baseline value. After that, what we need to check? The next one. Confirm that this one we have run and then confirm that port 8 is listening. So for that, we need to run this command. ss-ltn and then pipe that output and grep 80. Here you can see it is listening on port 80. Okay, this one is the output for healthy baseline. And then the next command, this one. Confirm that the application responds from the server. So for that, you can run this one. Let's see what is the output. Here. Okay, you can see here, we can see the output as 200 OK. So this is the output for our healthy baseline. And then the next one. The next one, as the next one, we are going to do create the assignment workspace and required folders. For that, we are going to run this command. Let's run the command and see what will happen. So before that, I need to remove this one because I have already created it. So I am running rm-rf, this one. Let's run ls again. So React app is the only one here. Okay, let's copy and paste this command. Okay, here mkdir means we are going to make a folder, and then here we are telling it create the parent directories as well. So why we are telling like that? Here you can see this is the folder. This is the first parent folder we need to create. First of all, we are going to create this folder in our okay, running Control C, and let's check what is our present working directory. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, this is our present working directory. Now let's run this command again. Okay, let's run that command again. I'm copying it. Okay, here this is the command for making directory, and then -p means creating with the parent directory. So in our home directory, we are first creating this one, week 3 Agentic Linux, and then inside this folder we are going to create these folders. So instead of running one by one, we are creating all of this with one command. So the folders creating here are week 3 Agentic Linux, and after that, inside that week 3 Agentic Linux, you can see here slash, and then this script folder is creating, and we have added a comma, and then the reports folder is also creating. And we have added a comma, and after that this .claude folder is creating inside this. And then inside that Claude folder, we are creating /skills folder. And inside that skills folder, we are creating Linux triage folder. So let's run ls. And here you can see this folder is created. Let's go inside that folder and see what is inside here. Let's run ls. So you can see these two folders have created inside this folder. So if you are thinking where is this folder, as it has this dot before, it is a hidden folder. So we can run ls-a. Okay, now you can see this hidden folder as well. Now we can see this parent folder is created, and inside this parent folder, this reports folder is created. This script folder is created, and then this .claude folder is also created. And then if you go inside this folder, let's go inside that like this, and we can run ls and see what's inside there. Inside this .claude folder, the next folder is skills folder. So you can see it here. So let's go inside skills folder. Let's confirm where are we. You can see sorry, you can see the when we are running this pwd, we can see the full path to our current folder. So you can see /home/ubuntu. That means Ubuntu users home folder. Inside that we have created this folder, week 3 Agentic Linux. So inside that we have navigated to this .claude folder. Inside that we have created this skills folder. Now we are inside this skills folder. So then let's run ls. So you can see Linux triage. This folder created inside this skills folder. If we navigate to this folder and if we run pwd, you can see the full path to this folder. So you can also see it from here. What we have done is we are creating parent folders and go inside here. And you can see in our home folder, first we created this folder and we have added curly brackets, added slash and then curly brackets. So inside these curly brackets, if we need to create folders like this, we can add commas, and these three folders are in same subfolders. These three folders are same subfolders. You can see here when we navigate to this folder and when we run ls-a, you can see these three folders are showing as subfolders. And then in this .claude folder, we have some more subfolders. So in such cases, you need to add slash like this, and you need to create those folders. Okay. Let me type cd and go back to my home folder. And then I can navigate to this week 3 Agentic Linux folder. Let me clear the screen and run this pwd to confirm if I'm in the correct folder. And then, okay, we have done this part. And then we have also run this pwd, and let's run this command and see what is happening. Okay. After we run in this, you can see .claude folder is here, .claude/skills folder is here, .claude/skills/Linux triad folder is here, reports folder is here, script folder is here. Okay. This find means it is finding files or folders. Dot means it is finding in this current directory. And maximum depth means if you are not giving this maximum depth, let's say there are a lot of files, lot of folders in our current directory. Okay. Let's see something like this. You can see in this Claude folder, there are 3 levels. Inside this Claude folder, you can see this folder. Inside that, you can see this one. So, I have explained it here as well. Okay. Shows created directories in sorted order for screenshot proof. Okay. This is the command we have run, and here. This maximum depth means the file levels, the folder levels. So here, this is the 0th level, this is the first level, this is the second level, and this is the third level. So if there is something inside this one, it is also showing. This is our current folder, and inside that current folder we have this, and inside we have this folder, and then this one. And it is sorted according to the alphabetical order. That's why this Claude comes first and the others comes next. So if there are, let's say in our current folder, if there are so many subfolders like sublevels slash something slash after this Linux triad slash some other folder slash some other folder, let's say like there are some like 10 levels, all of those are showing if you don't add a limit like this. And the next one is okay, you can see as the expected output, we need to see something like this. And then we need to create project content and safety rules in Claude.md. Okay, before going to that one, let's go to our bash script. First of all, we are going to create the bash script. Okay. For that, we need to create this shell script. I'm creating this shell script in Nano editor. Okay, next. Let's copy this whole one. You can see it is a bit long. And paste like this. And then we can type Control O, then enter, then Control X to exit. Okay. And then I'm going to explain what is happening in this file. Okay, I have copied it here. Let's select this and make the fonts more visible. Okay, you can see here now. First, you can see this shape and line. So all of you know what is this. And then you can see this set-u command. So if there is any undefined variable or unset variable, our script is not running after that. As you can see, stop if an undefined variable is used. So we are adding stop-u because set-u for that purpose. And then here you can see the variables. So this is how we are organizing our script. So here you can see you need to add your full name. So I can change it here for my full name. And then we are adding our service name as variable here. So if our service is changed, we can change it here. And then here we have added our target URL as a variable. This is localhost. And then disk warning. So disk warning threshold. So if we need to take a decision according to our disk usage, for that we need a threshold. So if the disk usage is higher than this, we can add a warning. So we can use conditionals for that, as we discussed yesterday. So this is disk failure threshold. So if we need to check like, okay, this is what we are using to give a warning. This usage is higher than this, and then we need to set a warning in such situation. And here, if it is higher than 90%, we can give it as a failure. And this one is memory warning. So it is 100 MB. We can use this variable and give a warning for our memory. So this next one is, this is base dir, base directory. Okay, you can see here inside this, actually when we are running this script, we are inside this folder. Okay, I need to navigate to script folder. Inside that, we have our shell script. So when we are running this script, we are actually in this script subfolder. So if you need to go to this actual project folder, you need to go one level up like this, cd ... So if we run pwd now, you are in this project folder we have created. weak tree, Agentic, Linux. So if we need to go to our script, we need to navigate to this one, and then if we run ls, we can see this script file inside that. Okay, so here we are telling here change directory cd, and then dir name is directory. Here okay, I have explained it well. Okay, I'll explain it. This one. Okay, here with this dollar sign, you are going to run a command here. So here we are changing our directory, and then here we are telling dir name, that means directory name. This bash source means the directory we are running our script. So we are running it inside this folder, this script folder. If we run pwd, this one. And then from there, we need to go one step up to go to our project folder. For that, we are adding this /dot, and then we are, after that, if this runs successfully, after that we are running pwd. So our project directory will be assigned to this variable, and then we need to create a report directory to add our report file created after running this script. So for that, we are taking the value of this base directory from here, and then we are creating folder called reports inside that, and then we need to create a report file inside this reports folder. So we are taking the value of this report dir here, and then after that, inside that report folder, we are creating this file. So from here we are giving the report directory path, from here we are giving the report file path, and here you can see an array. So as I explained yesterday, you can see some functions are inside this array. So without without calling one by one separately, here we have added them into one array. So later we are going to add this to a loop. So we can run these functions using that loop. So as you if you read these names, you can get an idea what are these functions are doing. So this one is checking the Nginx service. This one is checking phone. This one is checking HTTP status. This one is checking disk, and this one checks memory. Okay. This is the next one is pass count. This is a count variable. So the initial value is 0. And here the next one is warning count. the initial value of warning count is 0 because we haven't run our script yet. So we haven't get any pass values or we haven't get any warning values. And also for failure count, it is the same. And then this one, mkdir-p $report dir. So we are going to create this report directory. For that, we are running mkdir-p $report dir. This value, this path value is assigned to this variable. Okay. Then this report file, we are going to create this report file as well. So in here, we are telling like, it's like do nothing. So in file redirection, let's say something like that. If we are telling like this echo file file content, and if we are giving the file name file.txt, and then this thing is written inside this file. So what we are doing is we are redirecting the value output of this value to this file. So here what we are doing is if this report file is already created, let's say you have run this previously and there is something inside this report file, this one, this linux sales report.txt. So before running this script again, this file should be empty. So in this case, if it is not created yet, it is creating again, and empty file is creating again. And also if it is already created, then some contents are there. Those contents will be erased by this command. And then this is another function. Okay, now we have defined the variables and arrays. And we are going to define functions now. So for that, this is the first function, which is called write line. So here we in this block we have explained what we need to do. So echo $1 means we need to print what we are writing after this function. If we are writing something like write line, and after that we are giving something something like this, it will be printed in the terminal. And then also it will be appended to this report file. So this -a means append. So if you are not adding this -a, it will override that thing to this report file. So that's why we are adding this -a. Okay. Then let's go to this. So this write line is we are using again and again in this script. And next we are using this mark pass function. So let's see what is happening there. So inside this mark pass function, we are adding this write line function. And then there you can see we have added this part, run with our write line function. So here we are calling our write line function and then passing this value. So for our write line function, this is the $1 value. So this thing is echoing by write line function and then it is append into this report file. And if you are giving something with this mark pass function, it will be also added after this pass. I will show you going forward what is actually happening inside this. And then also pass count. If you can remember, in this pass count variable, this count variable, initial value is 0. So we are taking the value of this pass count and plus 1 means add 1 to that pass count. So the next function is mark warning. So if there is any warning from our commands, we can consider it here. So here write line, we are calling write line function again as we did here. So the same thing is happening here. Instead of pass, here it is printing warn, and the thing we are giving after this mark warning function. Here the warning count is increasing. So the new warning count is current warning count plus 1. So if it is 0, it will become 1. If it is 1, it will become 2. Likewise. And then mark failure. So we are calling write line function as before and then failure count. Failure count is increased by 1. Okay. Then the next function is print header. So we are going to print a header here. So here we are also using write line function. After write line, if you are given something like this, this is the $1 for this write line function. Okay, here. For this write line function, this is the $1. And then we are calling again this write line function and then giving this one, Linux incident trial report. So this function will trigger. It is echoing what we are giving it and then append it to this report file as said. And then again this line and then again we are calling it full name is $full name. That means we are picking this value from this full name variable, this one. Okay, then this one. You can see write line, timestamp, and then we are running here some function. So first of all, this part is already printed because it's a normal string, and then this part is this command is running and it is the output of this function will be printed here. and then hostname. So you can see here, this one is already printing, and then this function is running. So this will be replaced with the output of this hostname function. And then write line target service, and here it is telling us $service name. As you can, if you can remember, the service name is Nginx. So can show you from here. We have added service name as Nginx. It will be okay here. It will be pick here and replace this one. And then write line target URL $target URL. So the value of this target URL will be picky. And then here right line you can see two inverted commas. This means it will be print a empty line. And then there is another function called check service. Check service means we are checking Nginx service here. So you can see if systemctl is active. If this command is systemctl is active, then we are picking here $service name. So the value of this variable is replaced here. That means Nginx is replaced here. So if this is active, if this one returns active, then this code block will run. So this code block is mark pass. That means if our systemctl is active, it should be a pass. So mark pass function will run. And for this mark pass, we are giving this value. This Nginx is active. So for our mark pass, if you can remember, this is $1. So if we go here for mark pass function, you can see inside the mark pass function, we are calling write line function, and this pass will be printed, and $1 for mark pass function is printing. So let's see what should be print. I'm copying this and okay, come in here. So instead of this $1, here, something like this should be print. We'll delete this, and then if this is not active, then it will be returning as inactive. Then this block should be run. That means mark failure function should be run. So if we go to mark failure here, same as mark pass, write line function is calling, and then this part is running first, and then the thing we added after mark pass, mark failure, you can see here. Here, this one. After mark pass, we have added this thing. Nginx service is not active. It is taking as $1 for mark failure, and it will be added here. Okay. And then check service function is done. And the next one is check port. Okay. We are going to check if Nginx port is listening from this command. So if it is actually listening, then this block should be run. So again, mark pass function should run. So after it is running, it should be, let's go to mark pass function here. It should run this write line function, and with pass, okay, let me highlight this as well. Okay, with this pass, this part should be added after that. And then if this is not listening, so this else block will run. So this mark failure function with this port 80 is not listening. This part will be added with fail. And the next one is check HTTP. Okay, here this function is check HTTP, and then here we have created a local variable called HTTP code. So this variable exists inside our function. So for that HTTP code, we have added the output of this function. So from this function, we are checking what is the HTTP code. So I can show you here. Okay, we have done this part, this one. Print header, check service, check port. It is searching listening TCP sockets for port 80. If it is found, it is passed. If it is missing, it is failed. Okay, let's go to here again. Okay. Then it is saying if this HTTP code, this variable, the output, the value of this variable, if this string is empty, then this variable should be 0, 0, 0. And then we are finishing it. So in here, we don't have else block. We only have if, then, and finish. And here, the next part, if the value of this variable equal to 200, then this mark pass function should run. So we have added local HTTP check return status $HTTP code. That means it is giving us local HTTP check return status 200. So this is the $1 for our mark pass function. And then we are running else. We are not running else. If this is not true, then we are running else. Otherwise, it will skip this one. So if this is not true, probably it should be fail. So the mark failure function will be run. So it will be adding this one, local HTTP check returns status $HTTP code. And we are finishing this conditional block. And also our function is finishes. And then the next function is check disk. I will highlight that one. Okay. Here we have defined a local variable here, and it is disk usage. The local variable name is disk usage. And here we have run a function with this $. We have started it with this $, and inside here there is a function. So we are getting this function's output as this variable's value. And then we are running this if else block. So for this, if this disk usage is greater than or equal our disk failure threshold. If you can remember, our disk failure threshold is, you can see it in our variables here. Our disk failure threshold is 90. Here. If the disk usage is greater than or equal 90, then if this is true, we need to run this mark failure function. Okay. This is the thing we need to print. Root disk usage is $disk usage. So we are picking the value of this variable name and also adding percentage sign after this. And then if it is not greater than or equal 90, then we need to come to this one. If then disk usage is greater than or equal disk warning threshold. So let's go and see what is the warning threshold. This warning threshold is 80. Here. L if disk usage is greater than or equal this warning threshold, that means 80. So the output from this one, it is assigned to this disk usage variable. So if it is greater than or equal to 80, then this block should be run. This one. Mark warning. This mark warning function should run, and $1 for this mark warning is root disk usage is dollar, and then we are adding the value of this disk usage variable, and after that percentage sign. Okay, and then if this is not true, if this part is not true and also this part is not true, and then it should be a pass. So we are running mark pass function. So it is telling root disk usage is dollar disk usage with percentage sign. So from this one, we are outputting the root disk usage. So in here, we are comparing it with these values. So if you can remember, this disk failure threshold is 90, and then if this usage is greater than or equal 90, then this one should be run, and then here if it is greater than or equal 80, that means this value should be 80 into 89, because if it is greater than or equal 90, it should be a failure. So if it is not coming to this category, it should be here. So it should be greater than or equal 80, means it should be 80 to 89, because if it is greater than 90, it is going to this category. So here everything else, that means everything less than 80, those things are come into this mark pass category. So if we go back and check how this mark pass working. Okay, here you can see mark pass is okay, here mark pass. This is the function of mark pass. So when we are calling mark pass function, with mark pass function, we can add a value here. Value after that when you are calling it. And then this right line function should be run inside this mark pass function. So this pass is printing, and the value we pass with the mark pass function will be printing like this, and it append to the report file. Okay. Now we come to the check memory file. Sorry, check memory function. Okay. Here we are creating a local variable called available memory. So for this available memory, we are running some function. Sorry, running some commands and assign that value to this one. So then we are running a conditional like this and comparing the values we are getting from this available memory local variable output. Sorry, not output, it's value. So if the value we are getting for this available memory is less than memory warning in MB, if you can remember, this memory warning is MB is 100. Okay. This one is 100. That means if this available memory value we are getting from here, so this command outputs our available memory and then assigned to this variable. So if that value is less than 100 MB, then it will run this block. It will run this block. Mark warning function. Available memory is, it is saying available memory is dollar available memory MB. That means this will print available memory is and it will assign the value of this one. Replace this with the value of this and then append this MB. So if this is not true, if our available memory is not less than this memory warning, that means 100 MB, it will be our script will run this part. It will run mark pass. So it is printing available memory is and it is picking the value of this variable and add it here and then it is appending this MB and then this block will be finished. So if you are thinking in previous two we have mark failure and mark pass and also warning as well. So in here we don't have mark failure because if this memory is less than here memory warning, we cannot tell if it is like a failure, but we can consider it as a warning. So that's why we only have warning, mark warning and mark pass only here. And then we are going to capture we are going to explain this one. Capture recent logs. Here we have local variable as log output. So here the first line is write line. We are going to run write line function, and here we can see two inverted commas. That means we are printing a empty line, and then we are again calling write line function, and then we are telling recent Nginx service logs, last 5 lines. We are printing this whole line, and then this local variable, we are going to assign value for that. So we are going to run this command and then take in the output of it. So, and then we are adding that value to this variable, local variable. Okay. And then this conditional is running. If there is some value for this log output, here it is saying if there is some value, that means this is not like empty, then we need to run this one, this part. We need to echo this part. And then if this is empty, we can run this block. No readable Nginx journal entries were found. So from here, what we are doing is we are checking for Nginx journal entries. So if we not found those things, we can print this one. No readable Nginx journal entries were found. And then we are finishing this conditional. And then the last function, print summary. And here, okay, I will highlight this one. Okay. Here, we are creating another local variable called overall status. Okay. And the next one is, the next local variable is script exit code. So if failure count, so as I mentioned earlier, we have checked mark failed, mark pass, and also mark warning. Here, mark pass, mark warning, and mark failure. When we are running these functions, there was a pass count variable as well. If you are running mark pass, we have pass count. If you are running mark warning, we have warning count. If you are running mark failure, we have failure count. So this is increasing one by one. As an example, if Nginx is active, we are running mark pass. So then this mark pass function is running. So this pass count will be 1 because the initial pass count is 0, and after running this once, it will become 1. And let's say Nginx is inactive, not active, and then this block will run. That means mark failure function will run. And then warning count will be 1 because initial warning count was 0. So now if we detect something as warning, it will be 1 here. And then let's see this checkpoint. So if Nginx is output as it is listening, and then this mark pass will run, and then if we go there, pass count will be increased by 1. So likewise, if it is 1 before, now it become 2. Okay. So here it is saying, it is given a condition, if failure count is greater than 0, then overall status should be fail. Script exit code should be 2 and elif. So here we are using elif because we need to compare more than 2 values. We have 3 values to compare. Here, if failure count is greater than 0, then overall status will be fail. Script exit code should be 1. So this overall status is, this is local variable, and this script exit code is also local variable. So we are assigning values here. And then we are coming to the next one. That means failure count is not greater than 0. So there is no failure count. That means failure count is 0. And then this block will run if this is not run. Then we are checking if warning count is greater than 0. That means we are getting some count as a warning count, because when you are running these functions, we are getting, if we run mark warning function, it will increase warning count by 1. So we are checking what is the value of this warning count. If it is greater than 0, then this block should run. Overall status is 1 and script exit code is 1. That means for warning, we are defining our script exit code as 1. And then else, that means failure count is 0 and this warning count is also 0. And then we are coming here. Then there should be a value for our mark pass count. Sorry, not mark pass count. I think it's pass count. Yes, it is pass count. There should be a value for our pass count. Then this block will run. Then our overall status is healthy and script exit code is 0. So if you are thinking, we have, let's say, we have 3 pass counts and then 2 warning counts and 1 failure count. So what do you think? We have three pass counts, 2 warning counts and 1 failure count. So if this is running, if else block running, it is prioritize this failure count first. So if we have at least one count for this failure count, at least one, if it is equals to 1, that means overall status we are considered as fail. So if we have 1 for this and 2 for this and 3 for this, but this one will be prioritized and overall status will be fail and script exit code will be 2. And let's say we have this one is failure count is 0 and then we are coming to this one. Our warning count is, let's say, 2 and failure count is, pass count is 1. And then this one is prioritized because it has its value is 2 and it should run after this one. And let's say if this is 3 and this is 0 and this is 2. So this one will be prioritized. So overall status should be 1 and our script exit code should be 1. And then if both of these are 0, then this one will be prioritized. Okay, and then we are going to the next part. This write line. You can see we are printing here an empty line. And then here we are printing as summary after that empty line. And then there is another write line as pass, then pass count. We are taking the value of our pass count here. And then again we are calling this write line function and we are printing this one, warning count. This one is already printing and then for this one we are picking the variable which is assigned to this warning count variable. We are picking the value for this variable and then for this fail we are taking the value of this failure count and print it. And then for our overall status, as we decided from this conditional block, we can add it here. And then script exit code. It is also we are deciding from here, from this conditional block. And then we need to write the report file. We can take this variable from the value assigned to this variable. We have defined it earlier. here. This one. And then okay, this part is also done. And then it is saying after completing this, after completing running this function, here it is saying return this script exit code. So if the exit code is 2, it is returning that. If the exit code is 1, it is returning that. If the exit code is 0, that means healthy, it is returning that. So script code 1 means warning. Script code 2 means overall status is fail. Okay. So until now, what we have done is we have added this Shebang line and add this one to find if there is any error with the defining variables, and then here we have defined the variables, and then here we have added an array, and then here these are the counter variables, and then here we have created the file, and then we have created the directory and then file, and then we have defined from this point to until here. We have defined our function. As I mentioned yesterday, to organize our script properly, we need to define our functions. So that's why that's what I did here. So we still haven't come to our main section. So now we are going to come to our main section. So this is our main section, this part. So you can see here, first we are running print header. That means we are calling that function. So this is the print header function. So this thing will be printed. This thing of the header will be printed, and this thing, this one, and this one. First run this part, and with this one, the output of this one will be added, and then this hostname will be added. The output of this command will be printed, and then target service. The service name will be picking and add replace here, and then our target URL, it is getting from the value from this URL. Okay. So this one is done, and then here you can see this for loop is running. For this checks array, you go up. This is our checks array. So these are the functions. So these are the things inside this array. There are 5 functions. First function is for check service. Second one is for check port, check HTTP, check disk, and check memory. So all the health checks we are going to run using this for loop. For that, we have already added them to this checks array, and then we are going to use it here. For check function in this array, do this check function run, that means run this block, and then done. That means this check function means this is the temporary variable we are creating to pick one of the value of this array. So in a for loop, we are doing iterations. So in the first iteration, it will take the value of one of the values from this array. So in our actual array, we have 5 functions. So as the first iteration, this check function will assign this check function variable is assigning one function. So it will run that function as the code block, as the block. So between this do and done, we are telling what each iteration should do. So what it is going to do is to run this function. So in the first iteration, this check service function is running. That means this, let's go to the check service function. That means this whole code block, this part, it is running as the first iteration. And then let's go to the second iteration. This one, check port. Let's go to the check port function. Here we are checking if the port 8 is listening. So we are going to run this code block as the second iteration. So let's go to the third one. Check HTTP. Okay, here for that, we are going to run this whole code block. This part. And then for the fourth iteration, we are checking this. We are running this function. Let's go to the check disk function. Okay. Here we are checking inside this block. Here we are checking root disk usage. So there are, as I explained earlier, there are if-else blocks. So this function will the code block inside these curly braces. This part will be running. And then the next one, here, check memory. Okay, this one. The code block inside this one will run as the fifth iteration. So all the 5 health check blocks are running using this for loop in this main section. So after running all the 5 um, iterations, this for loop is complete. And then we are coming to this capture recent logs function. It is this one. Here, capture recent log. It will be running all the things inside this curly braces. Here it is running a conditional. It is comparing the values. So this one will run after this for loop, and then it will run print summary. This one. Okay, this one. This print summary function. It is running what's inside these 2 curly braces. Here, this part. And then it is after complete, sorry, this part is also including for this print summary function. So after running that functions, it is returning the script exit code. So if it is a won, it is returning 1. If the overall status is fail, it is returning script exit code as 2. And if it is healthy, it is returning script exit code as 0. Okay. Then this part is done. And it is saying exit with this code. So let's check what is this saying. If we run some command, let's say I need to log into my EC2 instance again. I'm navigating to this folder, and then let's say I will run ls. Okay, let's run echo dollar and question mark. You can see exit code as 0. So this is checking, this variable is checking the exit code of this command. If the command is successful, it is returning exit code as 0. With this echo, we are telling it print the exit code, print this variable. So let's run some fail command. Let's say script.h. You can see as command not found. Let's try that. Run this again. You can see it is not equal to 0. Exit code. So if we see here, okay, here you can see some syntaxes. $1 means first argument passed into a function. Dollar with this question mark is exit code of the previous command. So if you need to check the exit code of a previous command, you need to run this echo dollar and then question mark right after you running that function. Let's check it again. Okay. Now let's say we have run ls again and then we need to check the exit code. So that exit code is stored in this variable dollar and uh, question mark. So it is returning as 0. So if you are running again echo $0, no, not $0, echo $0 will return the shell. Okay, let's run again. Let me create the screen. Run again the ls and then echo. Okay, exit code is 0. So if we run this command again, this is not providing exit code for this one. Instead, it is providing the exit code for this function. So this has successfully ran. Sorry, not this function, this one. This has successfully ran. So the exit code for this one is 0. It is printing here. So if we need to check the exit code, we need to run this right after we are running a command. Okay. And this dash C, that means string is empty. Dash N, that means string is not empty. T dash A means print to terminal and append to a file. Return. End a function and send back a value. Okay, here can show you. Here you can see. This is say string is dash n means string is not empty. So here if dash n log output, if this log output is not empty because this is returning a system log output. So that is a string. It should not be empty. Then this block will run. And here dash z. We also had this dash C.
It's good. That's about water. Water. Give her water. You didn't give her water. Give her water. Give her water. Give her water. pense comment ça? C'est bon, non?
Okay, I have explained the script. And then let's see what we need to do in our Udemy course. Let's go to the step. Here, this is our script. And then we need to check if it is executable. Okay, we need to go inside our script folder, run ls, and then we need to check the file permissions. And then you can see there is no executable permissions for user. So we need to run chmod +x, and then sorry, the file name is linux try.sh. This one. And then we can check the permissions again. Here you can see the permissions for that, the user permissions. Now user has execute permissions. And then from this command, we are checking if this has any syntax errors. If our script has --n and this one. Okay, it doesn't have. And then we can run. Okay, we ran this one because we check the permissions. Okay, here we have expected outputs. Save the file, make it executable, and validate the bash syntax. We did all of these things. We have created the script file and add the script below, and then replace this one. We have replaced our name, and then we saved the file. We have make it executable using chmod +x, and then we have validate the bash syntax using the command I have run here. This one. Okay. So this bash scripting part is done. So now we have completed task 1 is done, and this task 4 is completed. Okay, and also we run these commands and validate our bash script as well. Okay. And now we are going to do the fifth one. Fifth task here, this one. Run and understand the healthy state report. Now we are going to run the bash script. And you can see as the goal, run the bash script against the healthy server and verify that it creates a report. So we are going to manually run this bash script first. So for that, we can use these commands. So let's run this one. I'm going to run the bash script. Okay, I'm typing ls. And then I can run dot slash. Okay. And it is saying right after running this script, we need to run this one. And then we need to echo this one. We are going to echo the variable we added here. You can see captured exit code as 0. So this one returns our script exit code is assigned by this variable. If you remember, in here, you can see our script exit code is returned from here. So we run this command and then echo that one. We are echoing captured exit code is this one. So we ran this one right after running our script. Okay, next. Here exit code 0 means here. Script exit code 0 means our overall status is healthy. So we have run this for healthy baseline. So as our React App server is healthy now, our script exit code is returned as healthy. So we got this output. And then let's check the report file created. Okay. I have run this cat report slash. We are going to check Okay, there is an error. Okay. This error happened because we are inside our script folder. Because our present working directories, we are inside our script folder. So previously, I have explained here, this is the variable of our here. You can see report file is creating our base dir. So the base dir is our main project directory. That means here, week 3 Agentic Linux. So we need to go one level up and we can check our present working directory. You can see it like /home/ubuntu v3 agentic linux. And then now we can run that cat command again. Okay. Okay. I cannot find where it is started. Okay. Okay. Here. From here. You can see the output is appended to our report file. So let's go to the output of our output after running our script. So you can see this part has printed. Okay. Okay, you can see. Okay, let's go to our here. So as the first one in main section, this print header function is calling as the first one. So you need to, let's check where is our print header function. So this is our print header function. So this line will be this line will be printed in our terminal, and then this line will be printed, and then this line, and then this part, and then this one, our timestamp, and then this part and output of this command, and then this part, this one, and empty line. Now let's go and see if those are printed. Yes, you can see this line, this one, and this thing. Full name I forget to update here. If I updated here, it will be picking. So currently it has this one. And then you can see timestamp. It is taking the output of this here. Taking the output of this one, and it is printed. And then hostname. Hostname is also printed. This one is the output of this command. And target service is Nginx. It is also the value assigned to this variable, and target URL is value assigned to this variable. You can see all of those are printed here. So that function was ran. And then if we go to our output of this cat reports, so all of those things, they have printed here in this file. So this has happened because our write line function. In write line, we are telling append everything to this file as well. So it is appending line by line to our report file. If we are not adding this part, it will not appending. It is replacing what was already there. Okay, that function is okay. And then next, you can see the loop has run. The next part is in our main section. It is this loop, for loop. So for this for loop, that 5 functions, our health check functions has run. So as I explained earlier, let's take this first function. The first function is, let's go to the loop, sorry, the array. First function is check service. If we come to the check service, here you can see if Nginx is active, and then uh, we need to run this block. That means mark pass Nginx service is active. So for the mark pass, when we are calling this mark pass function, we are giving this one as our $1 value. So let's go up and check what is mark pass doing. Inside our mark pass, we are running this write line function, and in write line function, what we are doing is echoing the thing in our terminal, and then also appending it to this report file. So what is that will be echoing in this mark pass? This part is printing. Okay, let's check if it is printed. You can see pass, this value is printed. And now let's check from where this value has come. That value has come from here. Keep in mind this $1. $1 means the value we are passing with this mark pass function. Here, I think the function is check service. Yes, check service. So, as this is healthy React application, Nginx service is active. So, this is true. This condition is true. Then this block is running. So, with mark pass function, we are sending this one. Then this is the $1. So, here this $1 need to be printed with this pass. So you can see Nginx is active. That's $1 is also printed. And then for the next functions, it is as the same. Okay, let's take another one. Let's say this root disk usage, 4th iteration. Okay, let's go to let's go to second one, check port. Okay, here check port. In here, we are checking if port 8 is listening. So, as this is a healthy application, this is true. So, this block is running. Mark pass function is running, and here in mark pass, we are running write line function inside that. And first, we are printing this one, and the value we have added when we are calling this mark pass function, we are taking it as $1 here. So it need to be print this port 8 is listening. So you can see here this pass is printed, that this port 8 is listening is printed. So all of these 5, they are behaving the same. Okay. And then let's see what is the next function running from the main section. The next thing running is the next function is capture recent logs. So that one is this one, and here as this is the healthy one, healthy React application. So this block should run. This block need to be run. So it is saying as echo this output of these logs with latest 5 lines, last 5 lines. So you can see those 5 lines have printed. Then the next function, print summary. Then this print summary function is calling this one, this whole thing. You can see it is first it is printing empty line, then it is printing this summary. Let's see if those things are printed. You can see the empty line here, then summary, and then pass count. Pass count is 5. So let's see what are the things that has passed. So if we go to these functions, these 5 functions, as this is healthy, everything should be pass. So check service. This part becomes true, then mark pass is running. So then this counter is pass count plus 1. So the initial value is 0. Then after running this check service function, it will become 1. And the next one, this check port function. After running this check port function, this is become true. So then mark pass is running again. That means this value increasing by 1. That means 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then this one. So here this one become true because the status code is 200, and then mark pass running again. That means the pass count value is 2 plus 1 equal 3. And then this check this. We are checking root disk usage. So for that, this block is running. That means again here mark pass function running again. That means pass count 3 plus 1 4. And then this check memory function, as this is healthy application, it is running this else block, and it is running this mark pass again. And then this counter is 4 plus 1 5 pass count. So that's how this become 5. So there are no warnings, as this is healthy, it is 0. and there are no fails, as this is healthy, so it is 0. So overall status summary become healthy. Script exit code is 0. Here it is mentioned in the report file. So actually we have opened this report file. So in this cat, we can see those same things. Overall status is healthy and this exit code is 0. And also the report file. Okay. Okay, I think I have done more than 2.5 hours now. Let's do the rest tomorrow. Thank you very much everyone for joining. And if you have any questions, you can ask now. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ajana.
You're welcome.
I have a question. I think there is something I dropped on the group chat. Like there's one screenshot I dropped on the group chat regarding the assignment. Because when I checked my GitHub, I was seeing that they have two folder, two directory repository for the assignments. So I dropped a screenshot. I don't know which one should I include my screenshot and continue with my assignment and the other one. So I would like if you can assist, maybe reply me so that I will know which one we'll go for. Thank you.
Okay. Can you come again? I didn't get it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. Can you come again? I didn't get it. And others, if you don't have any further questions, you can leave the meeting. It's okay.
Okay. Following the instruction by the screenshot you dropped on the assignment groups, so I followed the instruction. Then after making the upstream updates, I copied my existing week three screenshots from the week three Linux for the DevOps screenshots to the new ones that they created. So I would like to know, like, should I continue working under the Linux or DevOps folder, or should I use the new one that contains the screenshots that they created? So I
For
think I
that
dropped the
screen,
screenshots on the group chat. Yeah.
for that screenshots, I have added something in. You need to copy and paste those screenshots to the new screenshots folder. I have added a message in Discord chats. If you need, I can forward it again.
Okay. All right. So it's only the screenshots I need to move. Then my assignment should be in the same um, folder.
If the screenshots,
Yeah, I'm asking. Is it only the screenshot I need to move?
okay, can you share your screen? I can check what I say.
Yeah, maybe when. My first screen, I was on with my laptop. I'm using phone, but I think I dropped the screenshots of my this thing on the group chat. You can check. Maybe later you can reply me.
Okay, okay,
All right, thank you.
okay. Okay, guys, if you have any further questions, you can ask now, and
Thanks.
otherwise we can
So,
wind up the meeting because I'm a bit sick today, that's why.
okay. Thank you, Anjana.
You're welcome. Okay, good night, everyone. Let's wind up the meeting. Thank you for joining.